What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Dub Nug Show, where you get your cannabis news, reviews, and commentary. Today we have some marijuana laws in Texas. Texas is decriminalizing. Along with, we're going to talk about the Oklahoma fiasco. A lot of people are upset that Oklahoma decided to not legalize cannabis recreationally. And we're going to talk about that because there are some reasons why they did not do that. So, before we get into any of that, I need you guys to make sure you go subscribe to the channel. Just go down right now. Just hit the little subscribe button. We're going to take a second. Just hit it. It helps me out more than you would know. So do that for me real quick. Just hit subscribe, hit the like button, and let's get into the news. All right, well, first up, we got Texas lawmakers pass marijuana decriminalization bill. This is a good thing for Texas. I know there's a lot of people moving to Texas. Texas is even starting to talk about trying to become their own country. That's kind of their own thing. But that's nice to see that they have decriminalized marijuana, and now it's basically just left up to a $500 fine if you get caught with an obscene amount. So really not a big deal. Everything, it was kind of moved unanimously. So this is good news in the realm of Texas moving towards legalization. You know, one step at a time. First you decriminalize, then you get medical in, and then you have recreational. So they're only on step 2, so this is good. Now let's talk about Oklahoma. So pretty much 63% of the voters rejected the proposal, so that's more than half decided Oklahoma was not going to have recreational marijuana, which is very surprising because Oklahoma has kind of been a big boom industry in the cannabis space. So it's kind of a big surprise seeing that they didn't legalize. But the reasons they didn't legalize make a lot of sense. They were posing a 15% sales tax on cannabis. That's just ridiculous. Like, here in Michigan, it's a 10%, and that's ridiculous. So you end up having to pay 16% because of you have 6% sales tax. So you would have the 15% cannabis tax, and then whatever their sales tax is, if it's 6%, that's just unfeasible. Like, you pay more in taxes than you do for the actual product. So nobody wants to do that. And then also, Oklahoma is a very big agriculture industry. So what ends up happening when you legalize cannabis is a bunch of grow operations start popping up, and these people come in with tons of money, and they can come in from anywhere. So you have very, very wealthy people, cartels, and not all cartels, but just very wealthy industries coming in, buying up all the property, raising the rates of fertilizer. So now fertilizer costs more, and your typical local farmer can't keep up with that. So a dude who's just growing corn can't keep up with the cannabis industry because your pound per bushel is ridiculous. When you're getting $1 million per pound or per like ton for cannabis, and then you're only getting a few 100,000, it's not even, you can't even compete. So that's honestly, it's understandable why you would want to push and basically say, nope, we're not legalizing, because it's not the fact that they don't want marijuana. That there's a lot of news agencies that are saying, oh, well, it was the fire departments, the police departments, and the Christians all got together and said, no, we're not doing this, which sure, but you also had all the cannabis people that said, no, we're not doing this either, because look at the taxes, look at the issues it's going to cause for the actual agriculture industry that exists there. So not everywhere is it going to work out. And if the farmers and the other people that actually are trying to get it legalized, if they work with them and go, okay, let's put in some stipulations that maybe only Oklahoma-owned cannabis companies can exist, no outside funding. That way, you don't have this giant skyrocketing problem with, fertilizers and land prices going up. So you can mitigate something and drop the taxes, because what are you going to, if you have 15% sales tax, you're paying more for taxes than you do the actual product. So it's just not worth it. So that's just going to cripple the industry anyways. And then who knows how much they're going to charge for licensing. So it's just not worth it in the end. But that was kind of my bigger story for today, was just this Oklahoma thing. I wanted to at least let you guys know the nuances of it, because there are some things that are not just cut and dry. It's not just because like, oh, the Christians and the police and the fire department all got together and said no cannabis. No, there was other reasons why people wouldn't want that, like the destruction of the agriculture industry that already exists there and the high tax rate. So those are things to say, nah, we're good. We'll keep it. We'll keep all that money to us, and the government doesn't get their hands on it unless they want to play ball and actually write the law the way the people want it. You don't have to vote something in just because it's the first time on the ballot. If you don't like what it says, and that's why you need to read what it says on the ballot, if you don't like what it says, don't vote for it. Because what happens if they legalize something in your state and it says you're not allowed to home grow, and you're a home grower? So what happens? You have to have a license to grow cannabis. Like, you can't just have a home grow. Well, I think everybody should be growing at home. That's like the whole point of cannabis. It's so easy to grow it at home. You shouldn't have to go to a store to get it. Just grow it yourself. All right, but that's that. My last one, this one's going to be short and sweet. Americans now favor legal cannabis over legal tobacco. Who would have thunk? I mean, you do this whole anti-tobacco thing for how long? And tobacco, honestly, it doesn't smell good. I mean, I used to smoke cigarettes. Now I just can't stand them. But I always like cannabis. I always like the smell of cannabis. I know some people hate it, but okay, I'm going to go into this a little bit, because what cracked me up is the statistics in this article don't seem correct at all. So how do you know if statistics are correct? Can't somebody just make up statistics? Like, isn't 63% of all statistics made up? I just made that up. So you just can make up statistics. It's pretty hard to fact check statistics, honestly. But this article goes on and basically goes through how the public thought about cannabis and how they thought about tobacco, and how one was demonized and one was thought about as okay, and then they started demonizing the other one and started less demonizing cannabis, and they started kind of coming together. And now, because legalization of cannabis is almost, people are advocating for it more, and nobody's really advocating for tobacco anymore. So people actually have a negative connotation to tobacco and a positive connotation to cannabis. I guess that's what you get when you pay attention to things, or you advocate for something in one way and don't advocate for things. It's all manipulation, media manipulation. Same things with these statistics. All right, but that's pretty much all I had for you. Remember, subscribe. Most of you guys are not subscribing, so just subscribe right now. Do it for me. Come on. Don't leave me hanging. You can do it for me. Don't make me beg. I'm just kidding. I'm not going to beg. But thank you for watching. It was pretty light. I wanted to talk about the Oklahoma thing. I just want to throw 2 other stories in there. The Texas one I did find that was pretty interesting. Nice to see Texas moving along. I mean, with Joe Rogan and Elon Musk and all them down there, you would think it would move a little faster than that, but that's government. Move slow. What are you going to do? Oklahoma, you guys stay strong in there. I know y'all love the cannabis, and wait until the government actually gives you what you want. That's what I say. You got to wait. Let the government play your game. Don't play their game. I'll see you guys later. Comment, like, subscribe. Have a good weekend.